Today's notes are on finding the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor is the largest number that divides evenly into two or more numbers. So, what is a factor? Factors are numbers we can multiply together to get another number. For example, 2 and 3 are factors of 6. 2 and 3 are multiplied together to get 6. So, 2 and 3 are called factors of 6. A number can have many factors. For factors of 12, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Because when we multiply 2 times 6, we get 12. When we multiply 4 times 3, we get 12. And when we multiply 1 times 12, we also get 12. So those are the factors of 12. To find the greatest common factor, often a list of factors for the numbers is generated. There are a few ways that we can find the GCF, but today we're going to talk about making a list, using the T-chart, and the ladder method. And any one of these ways that you choose to do it is completely fine. So the first way we're going to talk about is making a list. So when we make a list, we're just going to write down the two numbers that we are finding the factors for that we need to find the GCF of. So for this example, we're using 12 and 20. So we're just going to make a list. So we're going to do all the factors of 12 and 20. So we know 1 goes into 12 evenly, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. And our example above showed us that as well. Then we want the factors of 20. So we want 1 divides evenly into 20. So that's 2. So that's 4, 5, 10, and 20. So our next step is to look at our list and find the numbers that they have in common. So we see they have 1 in common, they have 2 in common, and they have 4 in common. And of those 3 factors that they have in common, the greatest one is 4. So 4 would be the GCF of 12 and 20. So that's using our list. So when we use a T-chart, it's pretty much the same. We're going to use the same factors and we're going to use the same example. So a T-chart is a chart that looks like a T. We're comparing 12 and 20. So we want the factors of 12 and the factors of 20. You can pretend that this line is a multiplication symbol because we're going to do 1 times 12. We're going to do 2 times 6. And we're going to do 3 times 4. Those are the factors of 12. And then we're going to do 1 times 20. 2 times 10. And 4 times 5. Then, the same as we did before, we're going to look at each of our common factors. So we said they had 1 in common, they had 2 in common, and they have 4 in common. And of those 3 factors, 4 is the greatest. Okay? Same example, the greatest common factor is 4. Then we're going to use the ladder method. The ladder method could be used to find the greatest common factor, and it could also be used to find the least common multiple. But we'll talk about the least common multiple later on in the year. So to do the ladder method, we're going to write down the 2 numbers, or more if we had more than 2, that we are comparing. All right, then we're going to draw this little box, and then we're going to think about the smallest number other than 1 that can go into both 12 and 20. So the smallest number that can go into 12 and 20 is 2. Then we divide. 2 goes into 12 6 times. 2 goes into 20 10 times. Okay? Then we draw another box because we can still break that down. So we want the smallest number that can go into 6 and 10. And again, we don't want to use 1. So 2 will be the smallest number that goes into 6 and 10. So we divide 2 into 6 is 3 times, and 2 into 10 is 5 times. Now we see right here, we have nothing else that can divide evenly into 3 and 5 other than 1. So we're going to stop right there. So then we're going to look at these numbers right here on the side. These two numbers multiplied together give us our GCF. So our GCF is 2 times 2, which is 4. All right. If you have any questions, please feel free to write them down and ask them at our Zoom session or anytime through email. Have a good day.